So today I'm gonna present the part 1 of assignment 2 for data 620. So we have to load a small subset of a data set of a network data set and create basic analysis and also create visualization using Neo4j, Gephi or any one of them. So to give a brief description of the dataset, I have used a Twitter dataset which can be found in this link, and each node in this dataset depicts a user profile or a Twitter user, and every edge point towards the followers or the users every user follows. So first we have load all the required libraries. In this, for doing the analysis for graph, we have used the networkx package, and following with the data processing, we have, in order to load the graph, we created a function called data graph here, and we have passed the parameter path which is the file location, the path link for the file location, and we can use the read edge list function uh, which is provided by the package networkx. And after loading the graph, we will print the information of the graph object using nx.info function. We can see the number of nodes and the edges and the average degree, which is approximately 32.9, which tells us the average measure of the number of edges each node is adjacent to. Followed by network data analysis, we will first create a function called calculate degree, in which we have passed the parameter of the graph object and also initialized a variable n equals to 0, so that it can loop through all the nodes and see how many edges they are connected to. So inside the function, we have created two empty lists for degree and node, and then we have iterated through each node to store the edges, the number of edges they're connected to, and then we return the same to the function call. After that, we can do various types of analysis. So we have done the maximum degree of node in the network, which is 3378, and the minimum degree, which is 1. After that, we have created a data frame of column, nodes and edges to just present it in a neat tabular form. And this is a gist of our data frame. After that, to create the visualization part, it's not feasible to make visualization of 81,000 nodes, so we have created a subnetwork using the subgraph function. So first we have used the neighbors function in the graph object, in the main graph object, and then we have used one particular node to extract all the neighbors of it and create a subgraph from this node. So um, after this function, we will pass the graph object to subgraph function, so it creates a subnetwork, and here we can see that it has 19 nodes. So we can now create a visualization easily. Here we can see this is the visualization. Now because it had 19 nodes, we can see all the edges and the nodes distinctively. Now we can do further analysis on our subnetwork graph. We have calculated the degree of the subnetwork, which tells us the fraction of uh, a particular node to how many other nodes they are connected to. So as we can see here, this node is connected to 11 other nodes, this node to 14 other nodes, and so on. After that, we can analyze how many components the nodes of the subnetwork are further connected to. So for that, we again create a function called connected component subgraphs. Inside that, we use the connected components function and passed our subnetwork object here, and then it returns all the connected components to our subnetwork graph. After getting all the connected components, we can do analysis on it. So here we have printed out all the length of all the connected components that is connected to our main subnetwork graph, which is the highest being 9. And after that, we calculate the diameter of our subnetwork graph, which is 2. So what a diameter shows us is the maximum eccentricity, which is eccentricity is that a particular node V, that the maximum distance from that node to all other nodes in a graph. After that, we calculated the average shortest path of the graph using the average shortest path length function. Uh, what this function tells us the number of jumps we need to make around the network to go from one node to any other node in that subnetwork, which is approximately 1.15. Now, after that, we have created a visualization using Gephi. In this, when you run the following code in your local system, it will create a file called twitter.gexf, and in that you can see the visualization that was created using Gephi. Now I have also tabulated the results and conclusions, which is the same that I just explained. So do read through it. Thank you so much.